Hey everybody, Coach Jorge Capestanny here with you today, and today I'm going to answer a question that actually came from a recent survey I did about my upcoming course called Tennis IQ, or Building Tennis IQ. And several of the respondents to the survey said, so what are you talking about tennis IQ? What's the difference between tennis IQ for the rec player and tennis IQ for the pro player? So let me kind of just give you my 2 cents on what I think tennis IQ is. Tennis IQ and strategy are sisters and brothers. They're quite similar, but I view them a little bit different. To me, tennis IQ is your ability to think on the court while under the pressures of competition. And then we're going to look at your decision making to see if it's proper, if you have a plan, if you're kind of a wing it player. So maybe the best way I can describe tennis IQ is the 3 levels of tennis IQ that I've kind of developed as a teaching method with a lot of my players. So at the very first level of tennis IQ, really the player is all they can really handle at that stage is just them and the ball. They're really kind of new to tennis. They're learning how to hit the tennis ball. It's very technical in this stage, and it's really kind of marked by a lot of new players. And really, if you look at new players and how they play the game, that's really a lot of what they're covering. Like, how do I get this ball that's coming in towards me? How do I line up, and how do I send it? And it's all of the technical aspects. So that is a legitimate first area of tennis IQ, and a lot of players that are new kind of live there. That's all they can handle at that point. But then as players get more experience, hopefully they'll go to tennis IQ level number 2. Now, level number 2 of tennis IQ is more important because you keep adding as the levels go up. So this player that's moving to level 2 is now able to understand them and the ball. They kind of figure that out. They're a little bit past the how-to stage, and now they're moving on to maybe like the why. So they're going to try to decide everything about their side of the court. So the definition of tennis IQ level 2 is that the player starts to consider his own side of the court. They're making decisions, for example, based on what kind of ball they're receiving, what kind of ball or what strike zone they might be hitting at, where they're standing on the court. All these kinds of things that are concerned your side of the court. These are the decision process that you evolve to after you're a beginner, and I call it level 2, and it's really about your side. And then unfortunately, many players, especially rec players, they never really quite get to level 3. Level 3 of tennis IQ is really not about your side, but it's entirely based on the other side of the court. Okay, so these players, and I think this is pro-level tennis IQ, in my opinion, they are very good at understanding that it's not just about me. It's not that I have to just be hitting my favorite shot all the time. It's not about that. It's about my opponent. And they start making considerations regarding the other side of the court. Specifically, where's my opponent standing? What side does my opponent prefer, forehands or backhands? Do they like to get the shot hard, or would they rather receive the ball short? Soft, hard, high, all these different things are really how you determine level 3 of tennis IQ. And I found that for many, many rec players and even pretty advanced juniors, they're really kind of stuck and never get past level 2. To them, it's still about chasing the perfect stroke, and that's one thing I want to kind of clarify. The number 1 killer, I think, of tennis IQ is technique, or dwelling strictly on technique. Now, obviously, technique is very, very important, but for sure, I know that a lot of players, they're addicted to technique. They just want to have technique, and then whenever they lose, they think, well, it must have been technical. I need to tweak that stroke. Or for a junior player and they lose to another junior player, well, I lost really because the guy had better strokes. I just need better strokes, better strokes. But if you've played tennis long enough, you know one thing for sure: the player with the better strokes does not always win. All right, so that's a quick definition of the 3 levels of tennis IQ. In this upcoming course, you'll be getting information down the road. You're going to have all kinds of cool ways to really improve, and drills that I formulated for each of these levels. Now, one thing that you can do in the meantime is kind of do a little quick assessment of yourself. The number 1 question I think you should ask yourself to kind of just do an audit on your own tennis IQ is, where do you think? Do you think mostly about strokes when you play? Afterwards, when you're done, especially if you lose, are you thinking, oh, I needed better strokes, or were you thinking tactically? Most rec players, in my opinion, really are thinking more about strokes, and they just keep chasing that elusive, perfect stroke. It's kind of like fool's gold. They just take more lessons and more lessons and more lessons, trying to get better and better strokes, and those strokes quite often will abandon them. So I'm Coach Jorge Capestanny. If you're watching this anywhere else than my blog, go ahead and check it out. That's JorgeCapestany.com. You'll be able to see all kinds of free instruction there. You're going to want to head over there. And if you could do me a favor, I would love to have you make a comment. Just go below and make a comment. Let us know what you think about this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the court soon.